Hi, hello, it's Sugar. Welcome to my boss guide for normal and heroic Skolex. This is a phase 1 DPS check encounter with a 6-minute enrage timer. I recommend using hero on pull. The raid should spread loosely on one side of the boss with the tanks together on the opposite side. Players will need to constantly watch their feet because of Devouring Blood. This occurs most often in melee. If hit, your haste is decreased by 20% and the debuff stacks if hit again. Healers can dispel this off players who are affected. When the boss uses Dust Flail, everyone will gain 1 stack of Ephemera Dust. This inflicts damage every 1.5 seconds until cleared and stacks. In heroic difficulty, Dust Blast will apply additional stacks of dust to the 3 farthest away players. These players will need to be spread by 10 yards to avoid splashing damage onto others. Rotate in range players with lower stacks as needed. Assigning 2 sets of 3 range players or setting markers can help make this easier to coordinate. To clear Ephemera Dust, everyone must stack together to trigger Ravening Burrow. The stack point should be somewhere between Skolex and the range DPS. It can't be too close to the boss, but it doesn't have to be in Narnia either. Skolex will dive into the ground and reappear under the stack group. It's worth noting that while underground, the raid can still DPS the boss. A circle called Collapsing Emptiness will appear and the raid needs to stand in this circle to clear the stacks of dust. If no one is in the circle when Skolex emerges, Dust Wave will apply 10 stacks of dust to all players and do raid-wide damage. Anytime the raid uses Ravening Burrow to clear dust, Skolex will gain a stack of Insatiable, increasing damage done by 5%. The best time to trigger a Burrow is after 2 Retch casts. This is a 3-second cast on a random target in a frontal cone. The closer you are to Skolex, the easier this is to dodge. Anyone hit by a Retch will gain Warp Sickness that disorients them. It's best to avoid being hit because it can complicate stacking for Burrow. This is the best time to stack because it gives the tanks a safe window to reach the group without triggering the destroy mechanic. If no one is in melee range, Skolex will begin annihilating the closest player. Tanks should stay stacked together for the ability Wormhole Jaws. This attack hits the next closest player within 10 yards with physical damage. If no one is in range, the primary target is hit twice. In Heroic, the raid should stay clear of the tanks because of Skolex's frontal cone abilities, Rend and Riftmaw. Rend inflicts physical damage and leaves a bleed on its current target, while Riftmaw inflicts shadow damage and increases damage taken by the next one for 500% for 6 seconds. This tank combo is cast in a set of 3 with the same ability sometimes repeating. Tanks should split apart for this combo and taunt after each cast. They can collapse back together after the combo to be in place for Wormhole Jaws. Healers should anticipate rotating cooldowns later in the fight after Skolex has gained 2 or more stacks of Insatiable. Until then, there isn't really much healing to do when dust stacks are low. If you have downtime, try to get in some DPS since the enrage will be tight. That covers everything for this fight. Here's a TLDR. Hero on pull, loose spread, farthest players will take extra damage and dust stacks in Heroic, rotate who's farthest away. Tanks should stack for Wormhole Jaws and spread for Rend and Riftmaw. Dodge the blue cone of Retch and the blue pools of Devouring Blood. Healers can dispel Devouring Blood. To clear dust stacks, everyone stack together near the boss after 2 Retch casts to trigger Burrow. Stand in the Burrow circle to clear dust stacks. Rotate healing CDs after 2 Burrows and Insatiable Hunger stacks. Rinse repeat until defeated. I hope you enjoyed this boss guide, and if you did, check out my other videos for the rest of this raid here on my channel. For live raids, head over to my Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, link in the description. Okay, bye!